Listen, bro, I know the feeling, man. You've been preparing all offseason for your fantasy football draft. You got your cheat sheets, you got your draft guides, you got your ADP, you're prepped, and then you're sitting there on draft day, bro. You just had tequila. Your best friend just called you gay. You have one running back. It's the seventh round. I've been there, bro. I've been there way too often. So I want to help you guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about three value running backs. These are three dudes you can get later on in the draft, man. These are dudes that when there's no one else and you're sitting there, you don't have any running backs on your team, you can grab these guys and they should outperform their ADP. So let's get into this video, man, without wasting any more time. I am Ron from Never Lucky. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you want to catch it, and the notification bell if you do want to see my videos moving forward. Now let's get into this. And the first name on this list is Tyjae Spears, bro. Tyjae Spears is somebody that I have been drafting in every draft, bro. Every best ball league, every mock draft. Tyjae Spears is sitting there in the ninth round. He's staring at me and he's saying, Ron, you need to pick me up, bro. You need to draft me. I will help your team. He's the Guardian Cap ambassador himself, bro. Tyjae Spears has been dealing with a lot of concussion issues in his career. The dude is always wearing this massive fucking Guardian Cap helmet. Very fun to watch, bro. A player that you want to have on your team just for that aspect alone. Now, let's talk about his profile, bro. Let's talk about what he's done in the past, because I think Tyjae Spears is a little bit disrespected, man, in ADP. So, rookie season, this man, dude, don't forget, dude, this man pushed Derrick Henry to a 50-50 timeshare, bro. He actually had a slight edge in terms of snaps, dude. Something that I never thought would have been possible, especially when we saw what Derrick Henry did with the Ravens last season. But he was one of the better running backs in his rookie season, man. And then I need to show you guys this chart, bro. So back in 2023, we have this chart here. It's PPR points per touch leaders at the running back position in 2023. And we see that Tyjae Spears is fifth in the NFL in fantasy points per touch, PPR points. So the dude was absolutely cooking back in 2023. And unfortunately in 2024, they fucking lose Derrick Henry, but they bring in Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard, all offseason, the coaching staff is saying that it's going to be a split between Pollard and Spears. Motherfucker was lying to us, bro. He definitely fooled us on that one. But Pollard was getting most of the early down work. He was actually looking pretty decent as the season went along. And Tyjae Spears, bro, to be fair to him, even though he didn't get a lot of work early on, he had two concussions, bro. He had a hamstring strain, an ankle sprain. The dude is just injured the entire season. But as the season progressed in 2020, he ends up popping the fuck off in the later weeks, man. So weeks 15 to 17, he gets 24, 20, and 11 fantasy points. I think this dude probably won people a lot of championships, man, because running back was kind of feeling thin at that point in the season. I think Chuba Hubbard went out. Fucking Kenneth Walker was dealing with injury. Like, there was a lot of injuries at the end of last season. Fucking obviously CMC. And the dude was just popping off, bro. Like, this is another little stat, bro. This comes from Corey Bushlin from Fantasy Stock Exchange. He tweeted that Titans running backs in top 12 scoring weeks last year, Tony Pollard had two of them, and Tyjae Spears had three in top 12 scoring. And keep in mind that Tony Pollard was the lead back 13 games, bro. So Tyjae Spears, in 3 games that he was the lead back, 3 top 12 scoring weeks. Dude, just absolutely phenomenal last year. He won people leagues. He looked great. He's dynamic. He's essentially natively a pass catching running back, but he can do it all, bro. As we saw that he actually pushed Derrick Henry to a 50-50 time split, right? So going into this season, man, I'm a little bit excited now. Fucking Brian Callahan, coach for the Titans, again, dude, might be lying to us. He might be two-timing us, bro. But he said, in a perfect world, it's a healthier division of labor. I like really both of those players a lot. I think we can do a better job of managing the load so that both play a little more evenly. So if there's like a Thunder and Lightning 1A, 1B type situation, in the 10th round, bro, you're getting a guy like Tyjae Spears. What if he's the Jahmyr Gibbs, right? What if he's the fucking Jahmyr Gibbs with Pollard being the David Montgomery? Everyone always compares the fucking David Montgomery Gibbs situation to so many other backfields, right? We're doing it with the fucking Jaguars. We're doing it with every backfield. But what if, man? What if Spears is that dynamic scat back? He gets a lot of receiving work. If you're in a PPR league, bro, I'm drafting him. I'm auto-clicking him after like the 9th round, bro. He's just too good of a individual player. He's going to have a sizable workload. I fucking love Tyjae Spears. Now let's move to the next player, which is probably the most boring player in all of fantasy, the most boring draft pick you can make. He's going way too late, and it is Brian Robinson in the 9th round. So, as I mentioned, bro, one of the most boring running backs. He has no burst, no explosiveness. He doesn't have big play potential. He's a grinding running back. He can catch a little bit, but he's a great between the tackles runner, bro. He has great vision. He does his job. Fucking brings his lunchbox to work every day with his peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Eats it, dude. Gets a hard day's work in every single time. Now, let's have a look at last season. What did he do? He had 14 games played, so he did miss a couple of games, man. 799 yards, 8 touchdowns. Didn't really do much as a receiver. I mean, he'd get like 3 targets, 2 targets a game, so not nothing. You know, maybe that goes up a little bit. He only had 2 fumbles on the season. Both of them came in one game. It was a brutal game against Philadelphia. They were just getting absolutely fucking mollywopped. But as I mentioned, man, so from week 6 and on, he had a knee injury into a hamstring injury, and he just looked hindered, bro. The rest of the season, he just didn't look like himself. But as you guys can see here, bro, from weeks 1 to 5, when he was essentially the lead back, he was averaging like 12 fantasy points per game, bro. He got into the end zone 1, 2, 3, 5 times, bro. 5 touchdowns in 5 weeks. Dude was an absolutely phenomenal pick, bro. Through like 5 weeks, he was looking like an RB1, man. Like on such a good offense. Nothing really happens in the offseason, right? Eckler is back. They do draft Ja'Cory Merritt, fucking Webster Smith. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but he's like a 7th round pick. So that's not really that much of a threat, right? Like Brian Robinson should be the lead back for the Commanders. We're projected top 10 in scoring. They're a high pace of play team under Cliff Kingsbury. I always fuck that name up. And there's just going to be a lot of scoring opportunities, man. Like Brian Robinson is going to get a lot of goal line work. As Nick Ercolano said on Twitter the other day, like Brian Robinson, Isaiah Pacheco, these are dudes that might like just back their way into like 13 plus touchdowns just because of the situation they're in, right? They're the lead back for a good offense. So Brian Robinson, the 9th round, bro, that's just too much value. He's in too good of a situation to pass that up. Like if the Commanders were expected to be dog water, then I'd probably be okay with that draft position, right? But right now, that's a major value, bro. So we need to be drafting Brian Robinson, which leads us to the next player, which I have no fucking clue how this guy made my list. Now, last year, bro, Rachaad White, it was hands on sight. I declared hands on sight with Rachaad White. If I saw him in person, I was going to fight him. There was no, it would just be no words spoken. We're throwing down, dude. And you know, like he probably would have beat the fuck out of me, bro. He's a professional athlete. Who the fuck am I? But it had to be hands on sight, bro. It was out of my hands at that point. But in 2025, bro, he is a major value, dude. A huge value in a really good offense. Somebody that, if you're in a PPR league, especially, if you're going 0 running back, Rachaad White is exactly the type of profile that you want to draft, right? You want to be taking dudes who have receiving upside. They're a handcuff to a player who's maybe like, I mean, look, Bucky Irving is getting overhyped. He's a very good player, you know, statistically, missed tackles, explosiveness, all that kind of stuff. He's great, but he's like a 4th round pick, man, or 5th round pick, right? He doesn't have that like 1st round draft capital where this dude's like an absolute superstar stud. So I don't think they're going to completely phase Rachaad White out. I don't know if Bucky Irving's going to get the workload that we're drafting him to get. So that means he has a little bit of standalone value. Now, I could be fully wrong here, and they could just make Bucky Irving the fucking workhorse, and Rachaad White gets some like high tempo work, you know, 3rd downs, 2-minute offense and stuff like that. But let's look at 2024. What was he able to do? So, sorry, I'm going to backtrack to 2023, man. 1539 yards, 9 touchdowns, but then loses his job. Why did that happen? What the fuck was up with that? Like, he was a stud in 2023, right? Now, if you read between the lines, if we, you know, pop up the hood and look at the engine, look at what actually happened that season. He was one of the most inefficient running backs, bro. He did it fully on volume. He did it fully on being the only girl at the ball. Like, you don't have to be the prettiest girl at the ball. You just have to be the only girl at the ball. And he was the only girl at that ball in a good offense. Yet again, Tampa Bay was really good in 2023. And he really benefited from that, bro. But in 2025 or 2024, what was he able to do? He caught 51 passes, surprisingly, bro. 9 touchdowns. But unfortunately, he only played in less than 40% of the snaps and in their final 3 games. So he started to get really phased out at the end of the season. But despite that, bro, despite his declining workload, from weeks 10 to 17, this is after Godwin goes down, I believe, he averaged 13 touches, 68 total yards, and he was the RB 18 in fantasy points. As I mentioned, bro, it's kind of barren. We were lacking a lot of options at running back at that point in the season. I would have fucking killed to have Rachaad White, bro. After trashing this man the entire season, after declaring a hands-on-sight fucking proclamation against him, I still would have loved to have this dude on my fucking team, man, because he was kind of cooking. And going into 2025, bro, ninth round. Everything I just said, pass catching back in a very good offense like Tampa Bay. It's flex value, bro. That's RB3 potential. That's top 36 RB in the cards for sure for Rachaad White if he just remains involved in the offense, right? Like, this is a ninth round pick, bro. Like, he's being valued accordingly, right? He's being valued at as if maybe he can be productive, but we're kind of expecting him not to be. So that's why he's in the ninth round. But if you want to bet on somebody who showed us he can be a workhorse in the past, this is somebody that if he were to become the starter again, I do think he's going to be the workhorse. I don't imagine Sean Tucker getting a fuck ton of work behind Rachaad White in the event Bucky were to go down. So I love Rachaad White, bro, in the ninth round. Now, as an honorary mention, I do want to mention Isaiah Pacheco. I don't have a lot of stats about him off the top, but keep in mind, Isaiah Pacheco is a 2-time Super Bowl winner, bro. He was their starting running back for 2 seasons in a row. He looked fantastic. He's got the speed, but don't forget that Isaiah Pacheco was like a 4.4 40-yard dash runner, 4.4 40. So he's very explosive, very fast. He just had a fucking broken bone in his foot last year, man. So somehow even Kareem Hunt, dude, fresh out of the fucking Best Buy cargo fucking car loading dock, dude. Kareem Hunt walks in off the couch, literally, and somehow looked better than Pacheco. I don't understand it, but I do think they're going to just go back to Pacheco. He's going to be a starting running back on a top 10 offense. I don't know. They could be out of the top 10, to be honest. They have a very low pace of play offense right now. But Pacheco's a starter, bro. He's a starter. And look who's behind him, dude. Kareem Hunt. Fucking, I don't even know who else. Brashard Smith or some shit. Like, nobody of significance. Or is it Jarquez Hunter? I don't know. It's one of those two dudes. But bet on Pacheco, bro. He's a very good player. He's got the grit. He's got the passion. He fucking attacks the floor at every step he takes. So those are the players, man. It's 3, then honorary mention to Pacheco, dude. Hope you guys like this video, man. That does it for this video. If you guys did like it, man, go down below to the comment section. Let me know who you guys like, man. I seriously want to know. I'm not just fishing for fucking engagement over here. I want to know who you guys are targeting, bro, because your input helps me, man. Your input helps me figure out what I'm missing, bro, because we get tunnel vision. We fall in love with players, bro. We fall in love with our own criteria, our own process. So I want to know what you guys think, who you guys are targeting. And let me know if I'm wrong on any of these players, man. Now, a little bit of homework, dude, a little bit of housekeeping. Last video, I did a handcuff video where I shared with you guys my handcuff rankings. I ordered the handcuffs based on a couple different metrics, criteria. I did a video about the top 12, but I do have a full 32 handcuff report. You guys can go grab that shit on Patreon. It's for free. You just have to sign up as a free member. You get access to it automatically. There's a Discord. You guys can join that. It's not really active. It's not really anyone in there. I'd love it to be active, bro. I really want to banter and talk ball with you guys. But in any case, man, that does it for this video, bro. That's all the housekeeping. I'm not going to explode you guys with too many calls to action. That's very bad marketing. But anyway, hope you guys like this video, man. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.